Alright guys, welcome back to Bankside Fishing. As you can see, I've already made a start, and that is because I messed up with the recording. So, we're in the kitchen. Apologies about the lighting. I've got 7 spotlights in my kitchen and there's not much I can do about it. So, so far in here, we've got 50 grams of the semolina and soya flour. And we've got 25 grams of the herring meal. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a bit of just a 1 egg mix, and we're going to be incorporating this, which is the Pure Krill liquid by Sticky. I've never put this straight into a boilie mix. I've only ever used this for glugging boilies or whatever, maybe a bit of ground bait if I've been feeder fishing or something. But yeah, I've never put it straight into a mix, and that's what we're going to be trying to do. It is extremely strong, it's very, very thick. So I'm not sure how it's going to react really. So like I say, 50 grams of the semolina, 25 grams of the herring meal, and I'm just going to put in now 25 grams of the Mors Cielo. So I did go a little bit heavy there, put too much in. That's still too much. It makes a big difference. You're probably thinking, why am I bothering for 2 or 3 grams out? When it's a 1 egg mix, it all matters. Right, so that's 25 grams. So there's our 100 gram base mix. I'll just move these to one side. Fasten this back up. So we can get rid of this now, switch it off. Get a fork, just give that a little mix. Now what you can do if you want to is get like a food bag, tip it in, twist it so it gets air in it, and just shake it up in the bag like that. Now this here, what I should really do is sieve it. On the 100 gram mixes, I don't bother doing that, because like I said, it is just a test mix. Right, any big lumps you see, just pat them out, squash them, do what you want to do. Right, so I'll move that to one side, and a 1 egg. And I'll just crack that straight in. Dry my hands. Right. Just break it up. Now you don't want to go crazy. You're not mixing this for like scrambled eggs or something like that. You just quick mix, break the yolk up, because if you mix it too much you're going to create air, and you don't want air in it. So because it's a liquid flavouring we're adding, we add this to the eggs. If it was a powdered flavouring or anything like that, we'd add it to the dry mix. So I'm just going to tip a little bit in here. Don't need loads. And syringe, very helpful. So I'm not sure how much I want to do, because it is extremely strong stuff. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for roughly 5 ml, but I do think, sorry, excuse me, I do think 5 ml is going to make it extremely strong, and obviously, as you can see by the colour of that, that's what colour the boilies are going to be in the end. So we're going to go in, we're going to get 5 ml out. So that's just over 5 ml, because there's a bit of air in there as well. And we're just going to squirt that straight in. Give it a couple of pumps, because it always leaves some behind. So that's that. Move that out of the way, put the lid on there because it absolutely stinks. It's really strong stuff. Quick mix. As you can see already, the egg is going the colour, that dark colour of the krill liquid. We might actually need to add a bit more egg, but I'm going to see how it goes first. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add the powder to the egg. Not all of it, a bit at a time. You just want to mix it thoroughly. So I've added, I don't know, probably just less than half, and it's still very, very runny, very watery. So add a little bit more. I actually didn't mean to put all that in there. There's no point in rushing this bit because you want to get it right. So we're just going to take our time with it, get it all mixed in. Do as much as you can with a fork or a spoon, whatever you're using to mix with. But eventually you are going to have to get your hands dirty. So I'm going to put my hands in now and just see how it feels. We might need to add a little bit more of one of these, whichever one I think should go in. So I'll just give it a mix around, see how it feels. It doesn't actually feel that bad. It don't feel too dry, it's definitely not too wet. So any loose bits, just put them on your tabletop. If you've got a girlfriend or a wife or fiance or whatever, make sure you do this when she's not in. So there's a paste. I'm just going to move these out of the way really quickly. There's a little bit left in there which I'm just going to sprinkle on the top. Right. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to keep it moving until we feel like it's at the right consistency. So all these loose bits, just scrape them up and add them back on. Now you can see there on that, right, so if we take this bit for example, there's no, it's all mixed in well, there's no like dry ingredients there. If we turn it around a bit where I've just added that, it's, you can see the dry ingredients. You don't want that there, that has to be mixed in. So I'm just going to scrape this off my hands and we're going to get mixing again. So the consistency you're looking for is the way that I do it, that I feel's right for me, or the way that I've done it sort of thing, is I'm playing with this now in my hand, slowly mixing it and rolling it and just doing what I am. And there's basically none left on my hands. I mean, there is, you know, there's a few dry bits, but that's not to worry about. What you don't want is to see big blobs of paste which is still wet sticking to your hand. So that's right now. That's a good mix. It's all mixed in. If we just open it up a bit, dab it against your wrist, it doesn't leave anything behind. If it was too wet, it would be leaving a load of gunk on there, and it's not. It's perfect, is that? So what we're going to do now is we're going to put it in the sausage gun, get them rolled out, but I'm very quickly just going to put on a pan with boiling water. So I'll just move the camera, move it down a bit. Right, so I won't be a second, I'm just going to put a pan on to boil. So I've put the kettle on to speed the process up so we can get that pan boiling fairly quickly. So apologies for the loud noise you're about to hear. It's the kettle boiling. Right, next we want one of them balls. So we've got the ball, we've got our paste, which is perfect. The longer you leave it, the stiffer it's going to get. So that's why I'm rushing around a little bit. We need to start working it. Olive oil. A little bit on your hand. Rub it in. And rub it around the ball, around your paste. What that's going to do is it's going to help it roll on the rolling table, which you'll see very shortly. So I'm just going to quickly dry my hands. I'm sorry about the kettle boiling in the back. Rolling table. This one is a 14mm rolling table. That's just the required size that I like. Sausage gun with a 14mm nozzle. This is made by Gardner and it comes with multiple nozzles, which is these. You've got anything from sort of 8mm all the way up to about 22mm. I'm just using the 14 one today. So we're going to get a paste and just roll it into a bit of a sausage so it can fit into here. You don't want to work it too much because it will stiffen it up. We're going to drop that in. Kettle's just boiled, so I'm just going to put that on to boil put that in the pan now, just so it speeds up the process a little bit. We're not waiting around for all then. Right. I'll put the sausage gun in. Oops. Right, we can get rid of this. We don't need that anymore. I've still got oil on my hands, so just 1 second. Well, I'll just show you. What a lot of people do is they will bit of oil and they will just rub the table. Again, it makes it easier for rolling. There's no harm in doing it, but as you did see me put it onto the actual paste that we've made, so I didn't really need to do that, but I just showed you anyway. It's up to you which one you want to do. You can do both, no harm in that either. Right, all we're going to do is we're going to pump out sausages and we're going to roll them into the boilies. Okay, it is gunning out very stiff. It's taking some forcing to get it out. So we're just going to see how it rolls. So all we want to do, line up the grooves on the edge, slam it down, and then we're just going to roll it backwards and forwards. And there we go. Now this one here, perfect example, as you can see, has cracked. That, I don't know why, every time I use a rolling table the one on the edge always cracks. I don't know why, but we're just going to roll that one in his hands, make it into a bit of a dumbbell shape or something. And one thing I did forget, you want a tea towel, old one, scabby one, whatever you want. And we're just going to put the boilies onto there, ready to go into the pan. So there we have them. As you can see in this one here, there's the CLO showing through with the seeds in there. Sorry about the lighting guys, I'm trying my best. So they're 14mm. We're going to just put them on here, onto the tea towel, ready to go into the pan, once we've rolled them all. If you can help it, try not to let them touch each other, because they'll just stick to each other and it becomes a bit of a nightmare. Right, so we're just going to repeat the process until we've run out of paste. Normally what I'd do is I'd do 2 lines, but this is very stiff, so we're just going to work with it as it is. Again, just make sure they don't touch. It's not so bad when they touch now, it's after they've boiled and they're drying, that's when they start to stick to each other. And then when you pull them apart, they just sort of break up. I'll stop them sticking together after I get through this paste. It is actually very stiff, this mix, coming out the gun. Could be a number of reasons. Could be I could have worked it too hard. Oops. there's not much paste left now. I think that's all of it. Well, it'd help if I could actually get the gun out. Sorry guys, it won't be a second. I'll worry about that after. Get these rolled and get them starting to boil. So that one's gone sort of dumbbell shaped because we got to the end of the paste and I just want enough paste to make it into a 14mm boilie. But waste not one not, we always use them. So we've got some left here, which is just from the edge. So what I'm going to do, just roll them by hand. You know, it don't have to be perfect. This is how I used to roll all my boilies, by hand, before I had the table and a gun. Right, so I'm going to move the camera now so we can see the boiling process. Won't be a second. Right. Okay. So we've got the boiling water on. Now these are, like I say, 14mm, and they're not going to take a long time to boil at all. It's sort of going to be in the region of, I'll probably say around 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes maybe. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a spoon, because we don't want to chuck them all in at once. Okay, so we're going to start the water and we're going to get it spinning. Get the water moving, and then we can go in with sort of 12 to 16 baits. Quick spin. Again, that's just to stop them from sticking together. I'm going to move the camera again, see if I can get a better angle on it. How's that? Is that any better? Sorry, the lid's a bit steamed up so you can't actually see. But we're going to give them an amount of time. You'll know when they're ready because most of them will start to float. But I normally give them just a little bit longer than that. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and get the gun out. But my hands are still covered in oil. I can't grip on the thing. There we go. So there's a tiny little bit of paste, which is just in the bottom, but the gun can't push it out, so it's too far down. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to take the nozzle off, pop the nozzle out. As you can see, the nozzle is still full of paste, and there's also still a bit left in the gun. So I'm just going to push that out. It should come out like so. So what I'm actually going to do with this, all the stuff that's left over, is and always wash your stuff, because if there's anything left in there, especially in here, in the nozzle, because you're going to struggle to get all that out. So you need to wash your stuff, any dry bits, and it'll just ruin the next time you use it. So I've got that out. What I'm actually going to do with this is keep it, put it in the freezer, and it's going to be a bit of a paste. wrap your boilies up like so, you know, you get the idea. So that's what I'm going to do with that. They've just started floating, so we'll give them about 30 seconds from now. Like I say, when you first start out, you really don't need to overcomplicate your mixes, because there's just no point. I'm just going to get another tea towel. There we go. If our lass came home now, she would kill me looking at the state of the kitchen. So I've just got another tea towel over there, you can't see it, but that's just to put these ones on after they're boiled. Right, I'm going to set these out now. And there we go. So we're just going to chuck them on a different towel and let them dry. Ideally, I'll just get these out and then I'll come over and talk to the camera, because I don't know if you can hear me over the side of the kitchen. Won't be a second, guys. One left. Get the water moving again. And go back in with some more. Again, you don't want to be putting your full batch in, just sort of like 12 to 16 maybe. No more than that. Get it moving. Lid back on and let them boil. Right, so over here, these are the ones we've just took out from boiling. This is when you don't want them to touch. Okay. Right, so what I want to do, I'm going to take you over here. Right. See, the lighting in here is just so bad. How's that? Nope. Right, we're just going to have to deal with the lighting ideally. So I'm just going to grab these. So these are the ones we've just took out. Just finished boiling. Now when they're drying, you want, ideally I like to dry mine for at least 48 hours before I tend to do what with them. I always put mine in the freezer because we don't put preservatives in them. I don't agree with preservatives. I think all they should ban them, but that's my thoughts on it. That's a topic for a different day. You don't want to overcomplicate things like you've just seen me do a mix with semolina, soya flour, more CLO and herring meal and one egg and a bit of flavouring, but you can get flavouring from, you know, you use whatever you want to use. It's entirely up to you, but like I said, don't be overcomplicating things. You want to be, I keep looking at the screen to see if I'm in shot, and it looks like I'm looking over there. So, right, back to the kitchen, because these should be getting ready soon. Well, they've just about started floating again.